Hello?
Waffle to me.
Welcome to the Waffle Soup Podcast. This is pub chat for those who love shy talk. Drink it up as we waffle about all sorts of random crap in a delicious soupy broth of juvenile bollocks. Grab a drink, get settled, and let's talk rhubarb. Waffle soup is served.
Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of the Waffle Soup Podcast. Yes, that's right, we made it to 4 episodes without getting shut down. It's a miracle, it's amazing. Howdy to all, welcome back, and hello to Connell.
Yo, sup?
What's up? And first off, as we normally say, what you having?
Okay, so what am I having is, well, again, this is something you handed me as it came in the door.
Again, something I'm trying to get rid of.
So, Twisted Wheel Brew Company, Suede Head, which is a coffee porter.
Yeah.
I was expecting this to taste like a stout, but it doesn't taste anything like a stout.
You looked like a suede head last week, Dave, after getting a haircut.
I did, yeah.
Prick.
It's amazing
Yeah.
how much weight you can lose just by cutting your hair and beard. Tastes absolutely nothing like suede. It doesn't taste smooth. It's like as if someone poured pure vodka into a coffee. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Well, you don't have to
it's
drink
6.5%. It's like, I don't think I could. I love where it has there. It's like malts, pale, crystal, chocolate, roasted barley, and oats. And it's like, nah.
Yeah.
Just literally just takes
it.
like.
Don't be rude, you have to drink it now. I gave it to you as a gift.
As a gift, are we trying to get rid of another one? But what am I drinking? So what I brought myself to drink then.
Yeah. But you actually chose to drink
the El Beamish.
And I mean, there's many people will say, surely the suede head's better than that.
Well, Beamish, actually, when I was reading up about this, so first of all, when I first started drinking Beamish, the only reason why I started drinking it was because I was in a pub one time and there was a competition on to win a radio.
Alright.
Like, a ghetto blaster at the time. So, like, if you got the right number, you got a ticket.
Yeah.
If you got the right number for drinking Beamish, so everyone was drinking Beamish. Irish people are like, fucking, when it comes to anything like that, we're the worst.
You're so right. They used to do, when we were young, they do like, there'd be like lads from Miller there, going, oh, we're giving out free t-shirts if you drink our piss all night, you fucking bring it on.
We're giving away one free t-shirt for this whole pub. Give me 10 Millers there, buddy. Like, it's actually softer than Guinness.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a lot softer. There's no kind of coffee kick off it. It's very, very. Maybe it's just after drinking this piss.
Oh, God,
everything is softer after that.
Wait till you see what I have for you next.
Oh, not this again. Tummy's.
Yeah, we have to stop talking about jizz all the time.
Anyway, Baz, what are you having?
Oh, glad you asked. Nothing spectacular as
Nothing at all. Okay, on to the next segment.
Nothing as spectacular as Beamish.
Well, Beamish, when you're up there.
Yeah, well, I'm drinking yet another local brew from Dreamcatcher is the beer. It's just an easygoing IPA, nothing spectacular. But look, as we always say, oh brother, if you're listening, which you probably aren't, actually, probably no one's listening.
Nobody's brother's listening.
Not even mine. We are whores and we were completely open for sponsorship and just free cans, basically. We're not just looking for money here. Well, that would be nice, but free cans.
Sponsorship, yeah. KVI if you're listening and you're thinking on opening up again. Anything that you've got going.
Yeah, but if they open now, it'd be real posery and cool and all.
It'd be the hipster thing to be the most minimalistic can. Minimalistic. Minimal lipstick. The minimalistic cans.
How many beamers should you add? So that's the beer, or what we're drinking, covered. Always a fascinating.
Obviously, some people tune in just for that.
So everyone who tune in for that.
Most of the people tune out.
If we haven't lost everyone yet, we're moving on now to any crack with you?
Crack-wise, right? So
Right.
here's the thing. I've had a job that I need to do for like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I need probably 2 days
Yeah.
where it's not going to rain.
Yeah.
Because I need to get like some tools out and like power tools, all that sort of thing, on a table in the back garden.
Get your tool out.
Haven't been able to do it. Well, yeah, that's what I want to do. Dance on the table with my tool out. But every single day for the last 2 weeks has said like at least 60 to 70% rain. Some days it's been 100%. Yeah. And it's been like tropical paradise out there. Every day, what's going on with what's going on with mid-air, first of all, that they can't get it right.
Yeah. Well, you did have a rant to AccuWeather last time, but
Yeah, exactly, because they're fucking idiots. So hold on a second, right? But it won't. It keeps telling me that it's going to rain, and then it's like sunny days, and you're getting sunburnt and stuff,
Yeah.
And then, I was thinking, it's the only job in the world that you can be wrong every time and never get in trouble. Because because it's like if you're wrong, as in
Yeah.
you tell everyone it's gonna rain and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Nobody's angry.
Yeah.
Like they're all just like kind of going like, do you know what, fuck it, like it's
yeah,
sunny now. Whereas like if you say it's gonna be sunny and it is sunny, it's going, sure, he's a great man, like But like it's the only job that's like that anyway. And the second thing is, you're just fueling these fucking tinfoil hat gang lads,
Yeah,
like what I mean? Because
yeah.
they're all going around there going, Tony Houlihan now gone on to AccuWeather and told them, that if you tell them it's going to be good weather on the weekend, they're going to plan to be out drinking and all.
Yeah.
It's like as if Tony Houlihan or the Irish government have that much sway.
I think that's the crux of it, really. Ireland is fucked up. I mean,
It is. We're like, I always thought this as well. Like it's kind of like we seem to break the weather for the whole of Europe. You know what I mean? It all smashes off us. So like we get the banana skin and they get the banana.
It comes over us, gets hammered, and all the drink. And by the time it gets down to Spain, lads, I don't have time to rain.
Yeah. It's too fucking warm here. But that's my crack anyway.
Oh, right,
Any
jeez.
crack with you?
Well,
Right?
okay, I don't think I can compete with the weather.
Well, you know what I mean?
Well, again, it's another complaint. We love complaining this week. That's just what we do, But it's more. We play a friendly game of intense, extreme frisbee every Friday. Oh, Jesus, you didn't know where I was going with that. We play frisbee. It sounds like a real American, loser thing, but it's actually pretty good. We have two little girls sit up. We team
high octane
and high calorie burn and all that kind of stuff. Two cops walk up. Someone went out of their fucking way. Some busybody old fuck rang up the cops. There's lads playing sport, and then they walked in. Another guy we know was walking up, and he was saying, "Are you going up to the frisbee?" And he's like, "Oh crap, yeah. Is there a problem?" And they're like, "No, it looks great. Looks like great fun. This is brilliant." Like, fair play to the cops. I mean, they didn't bother coming over and annoying us.
Yeah.
But my fucking anger is towards the busybody old fuck.
There's so many busybodies.
This
in
is
Ireland.
it.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
And I hope it's a generational thing where they all just die out, because the world would be a better place without them.
Yeah.
I mean, we know plenty of people, including yourself, who've tried to push businesses forward in small towns and stuff. And you've always been, or people are always objected to because of some L1 who has absolutely no, or we're not being sexist, L1 or L lad. we are ageist though.
Ageist. Let's get that down. That's straight.
I fucking hate L people. I just don't discriminate
Old
between
people, are they like half owls and half persons?
old people then, whatever. But I fucking, that's my rant basically. That you can't get out.
That shit annoys me as well.
Don't get me wrong, we have a few cans after, so
That's alright.
they should have rang. If they had a rang down, there's 6 lads drinking in a field. Fair enough, hands up, but we were just playing a game of frisbee.
Oh God,
Nink,
mad.
Would. So that's my crack.
That's your crack.
We are a pair of whingy old bastards.
Yeah. Actually, we're starting to turn like a right. Moving on swiftly.
Anyway. Right, moving on. Retro Motion, our usual slot.
Retro.
This week, we went a bit off piece last week with our school tours. Shite fashion and clothing from back in the day. So, as you know by now, we're children of the 80s.
And still children.
That's pretty much,
yeah.
We'll be children when we're 80.
Yeah.
But, clothing and fashions, when we were growing up and we were kids, I mean, the main thing was, look, if you weren't the firstborn child, you were fucking, you got the hand-me-downs, which was just cruelty to children, I think, would have been a decent way to say it.
Yeah.
If you were the firstborn, like myself, you were safe as houses. Well, you think you were, but then you look at photos and you go, what the fuck did you put on me?
But even then, like, a lot of the stuff came down to, like, that your parents had no idea what fashion was back
And
then.
that's the thing, I mean, mother, like, she still to this day is like, oh, but we thought it was lovely, really fashionable.
I done
it was
my
expensive
best.
and all,
Yeah,
and you're kind of going,
I thought
that was expensive. Well, you were ripped off anyway, for starters. That's a fucking statement. And I don't know what it was about 80s photographs, but everything you look on an 80s photograph is orange and brown and grey, and what was the story? Like, everything does look depressing and horrible. Like, I mean, it just made the clothes look even worse.
Nothing ever fit.
Yeah.
It looked like that. Your parents obviously said, like, he's 5 years of age, but I'm buying him a 10-year-old one because he's going to get a few years out of this. And, like, pretty much you did as well. Like, despite what our parents said, or our mothers, how they defended what they bought us,
we just looked like poverty. That's all we looked like. We were dressed as poverty.
Yeah. And like one of the guys across the road had these runners. They were just black runners, and they might as well have just been made of pure plastic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they were called Striders. Like,
Striders.
yeah. And like, I remember just going like, oh my god.
It's a very cool name though.
Yeah,
It's very 80s, isn't
but
it?
they looked like they could have been, like, because we didn't really know about Nike or any of that kind of stuff. So they looked like the way a Nike shoe should look.
Right, yeah.
So it was the first kind of knockoff thing I'd seen done by a cheaper brand, and one of the guys across the road had them.
Yeah.
And I was there going like, oh man, they're the fucking tits. Like, you know what I mean? Because I was wearing these things that I think most people had at the time, and we just called them karate shoes. They're like
Oh, the plimsoll.
plimsolls, yeah. So there's like a little white cut, like it almost looked like a shoe made out of a priest, like the little neck collar thing in white. Because we used to call them karate shoes, like, you know, Mom, where's me karate shoes? Like, you know, like, you know. And my mom would go, oh, you mean your canvas shoes? Like, no, karate shoes, man. Like, you know, I got a pair of them, right? And you couldn't have even called them karate shoes, because they were like, so they were kind of like a khaki kind of colour, like, you know, and they had 2 strawberries on the side, and there's writing on the side actually said strawberries on it, like, you know. So my mum bought me these, and the worst thing was,
girls, weren't they?
no, but who knows what the fuck it was for back then, because like boys wore like hand-me-downs from girls and stuff, but like the problem was you didn't have like 3 pairs of shoes, like, or 3 pairs of runners like kids have now. You had like you know, as soon as you couldn't walk in the other pair, like I remember loads of times going in getting a pair of shoes, and we just hand the old ones into your man and just go, yeah, you can throw those ones in the bin, like, you know, and you're walking out as in like, these are the ones you're having for the next 2 years, like, you know. But I remember thinking like, you know, these are grand, and none of my mates on the road said it, because we were all in the same clique. And then I was up in Charnwood, and there was a guy in school that I used to play with, like, you know, and he was there going, oh, come on up to the gaff, and I was like, yeah, cool. So I went up and we were playing like G.I. Joes and all that sort of stuff, and then we went out onto the road to play football on the green in Charnwood. And these bigger guys came out, and one of the guys, so like, then one of the guys goes, what the
karate shoes would have disintegrated.
No, but like, we were actually like always playing in these jokes, but he turned around, like one of these older guys like just stopped and just stared at me and just goes, what the fuck have you got on your feet? I was like, what? And he goes,
your first taste of bullying, like,
I was like, they're my karate shoes, like, you know. And he goes, what's even written on them? And I was like, strawberries. I was just like, get the fuck out of this estate right now. They were all wearing like miters and Umbros and Puma Kings, and I didn't even know what they were at the time. But I just remember walking down the road going like, what the fuck just happened? Like, and there's some
karate moves on them. Strawberry
commandos. Like, but I just remember, like, you know, walking down the road just going like, I don't know what's going on there, like, you know. And then I went down to my mum and I said, Mum, the lads were slagging my shoes, like, you know. She was like going, yeah, well, you just tell them, like, you know, that your mother said they're lovely.
Oh, then everything's sorted.
That sorts everything out. Because like, my mum was like that though. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, if she thought something was cool, it was cool.
No, and you feel bad even saying it, because like, they did want the best for you and all the rest of it, but like, think of it nowadays, you would never do that to your own kid.
Oh, like, because you want your kids to, like, not that your parents didn't want them, like, you know, you to be the best, but they also thought that
they
like,
didn't
you know,
grow up as label heads and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember going, the guy literally right across the road from me. Yeah. We went to his birthday party, and 2 of the guys that like on the estate got him Transformers, and he'd said to me, like, he goes, I'm getting this Transformer.
Will you get me some strawberry?
And it was like, there was these animal Transformers at the time. This was the particular, it was like the sea range. And he said to me, can you get me the crab guy, because he connects on as the leg, because this
very
Transformer.
I don't think I've ever had someone, I got to a party and
that's what this guy used to do. No, this guy was completely spoiled. Like, this guy was wearing, like, that's why he was wearing Puma Kings now, but we didn't know what they were, like, you know. So like, this Transformer connected on, like, so the crab was one leg, the lobster was another leg, the squid was an arm, like, you know, made one thing. So he turns around to me and goes, can you get me the crab for my birthday? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll cool. I said to my mum, because everyone else is getting me something. So I said to my mum, I was there going like, yeah, he's looking for the crab for the leg, like, you know. And she was there going like, all right, I'll have a word with his mother, you know. So I was like, cool, grand. So then my mum, we turn up at the door that day for the party, and he's there like going, oh, the lads are all here, I've got every thing so far, so I nearly have this Transformer made. So then he opens,
just waiting on your missing piece.
So then he opens up the fuck things, and it's an underpants and vest set. But it's like, you know the old white front brief ones with the yellow, little yellow and blue little line that goes around. And I was like, oh my god, what the fuck's just after happening? So like, I remember, and then I was like going to my mum, I was like going, what's going on? That's not the fucking crab. And she goes, no, I told his mother, like, you know, that's what he asked for, but what does he need? And his mother said, like, you know what he does need? He needs underpants and jack. I was like, Mom, you've just ruined my street cred. Like, you know, you just killed my rep.
As if the strawberry granny shoe. I
know, and that's what I was thinking, like, for fuck's sake. Like, as if it's not bad enough as it is growing up.
I would say it's cruelty to children what some of the stuff they made us wear. Can you remember jelly sandals?
Oh yeah.
Like I think I had a pair, but like I was obviously too young to know. But even just think of that, jellied sandals.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They sound like jellyfish.
They were like plasticky rubber.
Horrendous. Like this, I can smell them.
Well, like because it had a smell of like they tried to make them nice. But I remember like a guy across the road as well, younger brother. And the younger brother was like, well, we were all skilled to be knocking at people's doors and all. So he'd only be 3 out the road calling for people. And he'd be out like with a nappy on. And I remember one day like
no wonder he wanted the Jackson.
He obviously shitted in his sandal or something like that. And it was squirting out between the toes of it like. So it kind of ruined jelly sandals for a while.
But before that I loved them.
The smell you remember, the smell I remember are 2 different things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, mine was more chemical. Yours is more fucking chemical waste.
Chemical, KVI chemicals.
But yeah, dungarees and cords. They were another fucking horrendous thing that were forced upon us when we were young. Cords must be the worst invention of all time. I know they kind of made a bit of a weird comeback, and we'll go on to that in a minute when we're talking about 90s fashions and stuff. But Christ almighty, cords, and they only came in brown.
They lasted probably from about the 1960s all the way up, and like they were like probably the most hand-me-down thing of
must be it. Yeah, it was just the constant hand-me-down.
Yeah.
Like
you couldn't destroy them. Like,
but when does that cycle stop? When does someone just go, okay, can we just stop handing that down? So then we move on to kind of pre-teens. This is when you start kind of choosing your own clothes, but you still have to ask for money for it and stuff.
That's when shit got real.
Yeah, shit got real.
Yeah.
But I still ended up wearing horrendous stuff. Like real, like I'm talking, like I had this obsession with boot runners, right?
Oh yeah.
I wanted, like, I had the LA
you still
gear.
Do.
I still do, but
the pump.
But this is what I was going to say, Reebok pump.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely pointless, like these gimmicky fucking things. But you saw the ad and you just went, I want them. Because they made it look so cool. He basically, for those who don't remember what Reebok pump, or was it Reebok pump?
I think it was
Reebok pump.
Yeah.
There was like the shape of a basketball in the tongue was like a shin pad to start with, right? And there was a shape of a basketball in it that was like extruding out, and when you pressed it in, it was like, and there was air going somewhere. It's supposedly into the sole, which, think about it. Where's the connection of the tongue to the sole?
But they used to get guys down there, they'd be like going, hold on guys, I'll be with you in a second, I'm pumping up my sneaks. And it's like, come on, we're having a game of basketball, you coming in? Yeah, I'll be there in a second.
Puma discs, do you remember that?
Oh yeah, they were just, you tightened
They're
up
basically, instead of laces, there was a disc system that you twisted and it tightened up your runners.
Yeah.
But one full twist, and they were fucking broken. So another
complete toes wear.
Another gimmicky waste of fucking time.
So I had like the first ones that I got were, which the high top ones, were high tech. But but these ones were so shit. As in, like, I think after about a week, like the sole was pulling away from the rest of it. But I didn't give a shit because I wanted them, like, you know. But they were so big and so like it was like as if someone got like steroids and injected it into a high top, because I looked like Jason and the Argonauts, you know what I mean, with like the winged shoes, like, you know.
They were genuinely like you were like RoboCop walking around them. You couldn't actually walk properly in them. You know. They were so like, how do people play basketball?
We're jumping off a wall, and you remember you get that kind of fucking electric shock up to you. I was like, oh,
people runners just were like, oh, you want one? Oh, you've got a shock. You've got 2 or 3 coming up here. I'm like,
it was literally like broken shins if you would, and like
I used to wear like bum bags, right? I don't know, they were called fanny packs in America.
Fanny pack, yeah.
Like nowadays they wear them across here and all this kind of crap.
Trying to make it look cool.
Yeah, but I just had them. Fucking, they were quite handy, like, you know. Like, I got the cheap stuff, and you know, everything I had was a luminous for some reason. But I remember a luminous was kind of going out of fashion, so I was like, I want to have a black bum bag, but there's no way I was getting a new one. So I coloured it in with a marker. It just made it look brown and dirty like a corduroy.
Kids don't do that anymore.
No, they just go, Mom, I want a new one. But everything we had at that sort of age was baggy as fuck and way too over, like ill-fitting. Like even now, I mean, the football jerseys I used to wear when I was that kind of age, they don't fit me now.
I still, that's what I mean. I still wear some of the jerseys I had back then, and they're still too big.
Hanging
They're
on
too
to
big on me,
exactly.
like, you know.
Mid to late teens, you're either, in my opinion, in our neck of the woods anyway, you're influenced by either one or two things. Influenced by the music you listen to, by clothes, or the scumbags or bullies that you were trying to impress.
Yeah.
The first time I noticed that music was influencing clothes was when I was a bit younger, and I remember these older lads, they were fucking, I just thought they were the coolest lads in the world. They were mad into Guns N' Roses, right?
Oh yeah.
And they used to wear basically Guns N' Roses t-shirts.
Appetite to
You know,
Destruction.
yeah, you know, that's the standard issue. Guns N' Roses t-shirt. But they used to wear check shirts tied around their waist to look like kilts.
Yeah.
Just like Axl Rose, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought, these lads are they're literally the coolest lads I've ever seen in my life. But obviously, I was young and impressionable, and they weren't. But fucking hell, fair. There was a good start. But then, like, right, so I used to listen. Like, I was mad into Britpop and all that kind of stuff back in the day, and the lads in Athlone, we were big into Britpop. So it was Blur, Oasis, this kind of thing, and I have like a couple of band names, and then I had the uniform.
Yeah,
right?
okay, go on.
So Blur, Oasis, OCS, that sort of,
So that, like, the sun hat kind of.
Yeah. So you had like self-ripped flared jeans. So flared jeans, but you ripped them again. You cut them up the ankle to be more flared.
Yeah.
And like, God forbid it rains, which it fucking does literally every day in this country. The fucking rain.
Titus Adidas kind of zip.
But the rain would like catch onto the fucking flare and you'd just be soaked the whole time. And you'd have
tennis shoes or whatever. Yeah.
So you'd have a fisherman hat.
Yeah.
That was like more of an OCS thing, right? A parka hoodie maybe. But
or a really tight Adidas.
Tight Adidas. Yeah, it's like zipped up to your fucking neck so you can't breathe.
I like that, kid.
Yeah, kid. You'd be walking. You'd even change your walk. But then you'd have furry Adidas or Puma runners. Remember that suede fucking thing? Again, useless in this country. It's suede and wet.
Soaking up the road, like,
The next was Nirvana, right?
Yeah.
You had a black t-shirt with the big smiley face. Usual fucking standard issue. Hoodie around the waist sometimes, massive jeans, like real wide jeans, like sometimes with chains hanging off them and stuff. Skateboard runners or Doc Martens. Yeah. And then you had kind of the Prodigy acid dance sort of fucking.
That was my scene.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Well, this also nearly ties into the bullied fucking influencer thing.
So you wanted to look like me.
Yeah. So basically, to me, this was X-Works, Eclipse, Petro Motion.
I had them all. I had them all, Baz. I had them all.
And for those who don't know what those jeans were, they were jeans that were so wide. They were like basically like tarpaulins or parachutes on your legs.
Unreal. That's true.
Unreal,
They were basically parachutes.
They were
wrapped around each
fucking
leg. Like, I had a pair that were like, so I had a pair of Eclipse. I remember them like so well. Like, it was like, they were white Eclipse dungarees.
White ones?
Dungarees.
Oh god.
And they had like their own special belt, but the thing is, you didn't wear the dungarees. You let them hang down like around, like, you know.
Okay.
And then you had like, you know, a Petromotion T-shirt or something like that, like, you know. But I remember like going to a nightclub one time. I went to fucking Lautrec sometime at a nightclub, but it was a pound a drink kind of thing. And we'd all learned how to do like the dance, the rubber rave, or the fucking Prodigy walk, or whatever it was called.
And is that why they were baggy, so you could do all that shit?
Yeah, but I'd say
nowadays you'd. Not only would you rip your jeans, you'd probably rip a hamstring or something as well.
But I remember us all going out, like, I remember, this is how bad it was, they were the shittest looking things ever.
I even at the time I thought so, but I was there kind of going, should I buy a pair? Because it's what everyone's wearing and all. But I'm actually proud of myself to this day.
Well, actually, I'm not proud of you because you would have been a lot cooler.
Here, listen,
I don't really remember you, but I remember you as being not that cool guy that didn't have the Petromotion on.
Listen, karate shoes.
I'll strawberry you to the head.
Oh god.
We used to go, and one of the lads, like his mum and dad, were like sound enough that they'd let us drink up in the room before heading out.
Alright,
Now,
yeah.
I don't know if they knew we were drinking up there, but they'd let us upstairs.
Well,
and
I
we'd have a
mean,
few.
they just see a lot of lads walking in these like business suits. Oh, sorry, expert suits.
Yeah. Obviously, so cool.
I presume that was nothing to do with the music that influenced you to dress like that. It was more being impressionable and to impress.
Because we used to go out to these places and dance on the dance floor, thinking that we were fucking cool. And I would love to see a video now. And I bet you, like, it was like people were crowding around because you looked like you were having like a hot fit.
You got treated like shit by these lads, but you wanted to be so accepted and
But that's
not even be liked them. I know what's changed really, like, but
as I remember one guy one time. He came out with us, and he was like, obviously his mum and dad had dressed him that day.
yeah.
But he had a jumper wrapped around his shoulders, like, you know what I mean, like tied with the by the sleeves, and he had to go home. And all the way down home, they were just like, "Oh, then don't come back again, dressed like that." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're going,
clothes would do that to someone.
yeah. And it wasn't even like, because at the time I remember feeling sorry for the guy, but at the same time I was there going, "Oh my god, I'm so glad that's not me." Like, you know,
That was what it was all about. Like, I've done all I can to make sure that's not me.
Exactly,
Even though I hate myself, I look in the mirror and go, "That's not you. What the fuck are you wearing?" And they'd be wearing those Reebok classics, those horrible fucking ones, and the Nike Air Max and all these things. But they remember, like, Duns used to do like the rip-offs of the Nike Air Max. They were called Air Force, and instead of the bubble window in the bottom being air, it was solid plastic.
And I remember loads of lads start getting these naff jackets.
The knock go.
And I remember one time we were there, and a few guys came in, and they were wearing like X-Works and Petromotion jackets and all that sort of thing. And they obviously knew the DJ, and they said, "Hey DJ, fucking throw on one of these tunes."
Yeah.
And next thing I was like, "You no good for me. I don't need nobody." And they all started like dancing around the place. And there was a circle around them, and the lads were like diving on the ground and all that sort of thing. Worming, and then doing like rubber raving, and we were just there going like,
Mind
"Oh
blown.
my god!" Did anyone like and the whole night on the way? Like, I say the whole night because it was probably over around 7:30. So on the half-hour walk home, we were like, "That was the best thing I've ever seen." Like, oh, fucking what jeans were they? Like, you know. So the next day, then like one of the guys,
They probably work for fucking Petromotion and used to go around doing it.
because the next day, one of the guys who was a bit more well off than the rest of us turns up with a pair of fucking X-Works, and we're there going like, "What the? Where did you get these things?" Like, and he goes, "They're selling down in the Groove. Apparently, they're selling naff on Monday, naffs." And we were like, "Oh, right, lads, we're down there on Monday."
Like, naff.
I know, yeah, but that's probably where the name came from. That is
You're right,
absolutely naff.
Yeah, I can't wait till someone goes, "Oh, that is so X-Works." the Adidas rip-offs.
Yeah, rip-offs. Because I remember for there was a phase, and what annoys me is that I grew up in the wrong time, because I walk around the street these days, and not that I'd be pervert, but you notice that like a lot of girls these days are wearing like kind of tight,
Easy now.
but they're wearing tight pants. Do you know what I mean? Like leggings and stuff like that, and then tight gym tops and all that. And that only came around after like Pennies and Lidl and all started selling them for real cheap, and like that was the in thing. But like when I was growing up, right, it was the girls would wear Nike Air Max baggy rip-off Adidas and woolly jumpers. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or Russell Athletic jumpers.
Yeah, exactly. So it was
Umbro jumpers.
It was literally like, at least nowadays when a lad gets to the girl, he knows what he's getting. You know, they're usually like fair play to the muscles, keeping themselves fit and all that. Like, you know, but back then it was like a lucky dip. You had no idea it was wrapped.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
oh, you're actually that size. They weren't baggy.
Yeah. Oh, so these are leggings. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like literally had no idea. It was just like there was nothing sexy about it. But girls back then were just there like going, "I don't care. I like, you know, I want to be like a scope."
So smells, and I mean like smells you bought, like not because we all stank back then. But like obviously the smell of the 90s was Lynx Africa.
Yeah.
And Lynx, I don't get Lynx. I mean, they call it a body spray or something, but it doesn't work as a deodorant.
No, it makes you smellier.
Kind of late teens to when we were kind of going out, drinking and stuff.
Yeah.
So
this is where we're coming into.
Yeah,
our own
well, this is it, because I think me and you especially, because we like you kind of lost that whole following the sheep thing.
You want to be your own.
You want to be your own, yeah. And me and you pushed the fucking boundaries a little bit
to the extreme.
And in fairness, like nowadays you get away with it because it's a lot more accepting. And
there was a guy, and he was in like a girls kind of thing called Angel, you know, Buffy and Angel, and he had this jacket on, and I didn't like the show or it. I just remember seeing the jacket going, it's a fucking cool jacket. So I remember then going around. We went around to all these places in town looking for leather jackets.
Presume you end up in Unique.
I probably did get in Unique. I did get in Unique, yeah. And but I got a pair of gloves then, right, to go with it. And they were like driving gloves, you know, the kind of way that don't go over your wrists or you just cover your hands.
Yeah.
I remember walking down one day, we're going like this. I am the fucking shit, like, you know what I mean? And
that's strong shit at you.
Yeah, but I remember them like walking into like a pub, and people looking at you, and they're going like, yeah, that's right. But now looking back on it, they're all looking back going like, who is this fucking idiot? Like, you know?
But Unique was that shop where I remember a buddy of ours went in and bought it was like a Hawaiian shirt or something. And the stuff, the material, whatever fucking material they made it from, he went off and he bought it whatever for a fucking tenner or something. It wasn't like break the bank stuff. But he wore it out the night out, and whatever way, because he was wearing links and no antiperspirant, he sweated like mad, and he went out and the whatever way the shirt and the material reacted to the sweat, he smelled like fish. He basically
scampii shirt.
Yeah, we called it the scampii shirt. It was like people were kind of going, oh fucking hell. Like, obviously, no, not one woman on earth went near him that night.
Maybe it came in on a trawler or something.
So he fucking, like, all night he stank of fish, and he just couldn't understand it. He brought it back, and your mum was like, it cost you £8 or something.
It's probably cost you more for your dart player.
Exactly. Do you really want to change it? Okay. But, like, I remember on his stag, actually, as a kind of a joke, I soaked the shirt in a sardine can for overnight. And on the first night we fucking took it out, and like literally there was evil spirits flying off and out. The smell of it, and we made him wear it for the night.
It probably didn't smell even as bad as
it probably
the
didn't
Unique one.
Hawaiian shirts, yeah, but we went mad for a certain type of shirt.
Dragon shirts. Dragon shirts, yeah.
If you're of a certain age, you definitely own a dragon shirt.
Yeah.
They weren't that bad. I mean, I still get slagged about them, but like, why had a black shirt with a dragon going up like that? I remember I've seen a bird, and I went out to meet her. Like, she was in a different town. Like, I was in Bray, she was in Greystone, so I had to go out to meet her. And I walked into the pub, like, it was all her friends and all, so I didn't know anyone. And she goes, "Oh my god, what are you wearing that for?"
Did you say that? No way.
A dragon shirt. I'm so embarrassed. I was kind of, you're fucking for real. This is the coolest thing ever made.
I can't believe she said that.
Yeah. So, you know, she didn't last long.
I stormed right out of there.
I'd love to say I stormed right out. Oh, I'm sorry, baby, I'll take it off.
Both of us turned up in dragon shirts.
Yeah. But I each other.
Yeah, you got a black one on with a dragon on, and I had a white one with like a kind of it was all cool pinky colours and all that sort of stuff.
Voice, really.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But halfway through the night, we actually went into the Jacks and changed shirts.
I remember that.
We both changed shirts and came back out, like, you know, and it was literally like as if we were like going, this is going to blow people's minds.
Like, why does it smell like fish?
I'd say people are going, oh my god, these guys are even weirder than I thought, like, you know.
Are they together?
Because we wore them over to, I remember we went to Essex.
Yeah.
We went on holidays, like, holidays to Essex, Jesus Christ. No, we met some
we were
people.
About 20, I think, at that stage.
Yeah, we went over. We were still wearing dragon shirts.
And we still had the leather jackets as well.
Yeah.
We were so ahead of our time. Bomber jackets. Did you ever have a bomber jacket?
No, but I remember, actually, going back to leather jackets, the guy who lived across the road from me, he got a leather bomber jacket. This is the guy with the Striders. I remember just going like, hold on a second. You've literally just ticked 2 boxes there. Yeah. A leather jacket and a bomber jacket, like, you know, that's one.
And a pair of Striders.
And a pair of Striders, yeah. But, like, you know, I just remember going like, God, like, because I think I had a bomber jacket at some stage. I think everyone had a bomber jacket at some stage, like, yeah.
But, like, what were you doing? What bombing were you doing?
And why was it always orange on the inside? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, if you're going to be a bomber, you should not be stealth. Like, you know, it's like
woo! When I used to work, and he was saying that he was out one night on the absolute batter.
Yeah.
And he was a guy, like, you know, he's a bit like that, like, you know, where he'd fucking have keys attached. And he said, like, he snuck in home, didn't think anyone heard him, and crawled into the bed and all that sort of thing. And he was asleep that night. And then the next day, he comes out and he's like doing the gardening or something. And one of the neighbours goes like, busy night last night, was it? And he's like going, what, sorry? And then he walked on. He's like, what the fuck's he mean? Then another neighbour walked by and goes like, late one last night, was it? And he was like going like, yeah, no, it was a good night. And he's like, what the fuck are they talking about? Yeah. So then another neighbour walked by and says something. He goes, what do you mean? Yeah. And your man goes like, how'd you know it was a late night last night? And your man was there going like, well, it was funny, I was taking the dog for a walk at 7 o'clock this morning, and there was a pair of pants attached to your front door with a key. And then he was there. Then it just shot straight through his head, and he remembered he couldn't get the fucking keys off the chain that was attached to his pants. So he'd take his trousers off to open his front door, and then he fell in the door, and he left his trousers hanging off the key and the chain. So when he got in, he was all stealth going up in his underpants.
The perfect crime.
No one even knew I was out.
You were the first to wear white jeans, though, were you?
And then I fell,
white jeans. I mean, they're kind of not normal.
But I fell asleep under a bush the very first night that I wore.
But you went to a house party and you got so hammered that you ended up falling asleep on the jacks.
Yeah, and then they put me out, and they were so sound.
That was before Wish.com was around.
But they were so sound that instead of looking after me, they guided me to the front door, and then they said, "See you later, buddy."
Good luck.
And I made the 3 doors down and
fell asleep in the garden.
But then I wouldn't mind, but like the gas thing, it was like, it wasn't even like a weekend. It was like, say, like a Thursday night or something. We'd been in like all you can drink, the Trex, whatever, for a pound of drink. So we'd gone back to this guy, and then it was Friday morning, and I woke up because the people whose garden I was asleep in, they were like getting up for work. They were starting up their car.
And I presume your jeans were not white anymore.
But like, it's not even if I could hide with a pair of white jeans in their garden under a bush. One of the guys, it's his 18th, so we went in, and myself and another guy were there going like, do you want an aftershock? Yeah, let's get an aftershock, yeah. So we fucking hammered an aftershock. Then he turns around and goes, oh, do you remember the amount of aftershock I drank over there? And I was like going, yeah, but I drank more than you. And then there's like going, oh, whoa, hold on a second. So two of us are like snapping our eye, like, going like, right, I reckon I can outdo you in aftershocks. It just, like, carnage. Like, about 10 o'clock, the two of us were absolutely giddy-eyed. Yeah. So then we go on to our second bottle of aftershock, and then he disappears. Yeah. And then some randomer, like, I don't even know, is there. And I'm like going, how long have you been drinking aftershocks? And they're going, I just keep buying me aftershocks. They're going like, shit, it's chipper on my own. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, yeah. And then I'm talking to somebody, and they're like going like, hey, Connell, how's it going? I used to work with you. And I'm like going, cool, yeah. And he goes, why aren't you wearing shoes? I'm like, what are you talking about? So then, like, I get like, you know, the next flashback I have, I'm on the ground in the Albert Walk, and there's loads of people standing around me, and there's loads of blood everywhere. Like, you know, I fell, obviously, and split my head open or something. So then, like, you know, the next day is like, I'm in the cop station.
Oh shit!
And they're bandaging up my head.
Yeah.
And people are there going like, no, he's okay, no, he's talking, he's good, like, he's good to go. And then like, the next one is like,
but be careful, he's wearing karate shoes, so he could kick off at any moment.
Strawberry the head off. Yeah. But then I remember, like, you know, I like, the next thing is I wake up and my dad's knocking on my bedroom door, and he's like going like, good night last night, yeah? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, where were you till 7 this morning? I'm there going like, 7 this morning? Hold on a second. And I'm like trying to calculate in my head that, like, I remember like at about like 10 o'clock I left the place, you know, up in Henry Rose, fell in there, got to the guard station. I definitely wasn't arrested because they were actually like chatting away with me and all, and just going like, you'll be alright, buddy. And then they set me on my way, like, you know. And then I was like, I must have been home about 11 o'clock, like, you know. But I look out the window and there's like a big crease stain on the front garden, and there's money everywhere and keys and just purple puke. Like, everything was purple. The walls were purple.
Your jeans were purple.
But like my shirt that I was wearing was purple. So it's like, and from that day on, like, I actually can't even smell aftershock. It's just like,
that would do.
Man.
There was a uniform we used to have gone into nightclubs like that. It was the Ben Sherman check shirts.
Yeah.
The flare, like not flare jeans, but jeans that had the fucking boot cut. Is that what you call them?
Boot cut jeans.
Like, there was no such thing as skinny jeans back then, and I wouldn't mind. Even at that age, I was like, oh, these are a bit shit looking. I wouldn't mind a pair of jeans that actually fit me. Like, you know?
If you wore tight jeans back then, imagine what you would have had.
You'd be on hand-me-downs, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you remember Kangol shoes? Or the black
Yeah.
shoes with the
And
buckle across the
Toes.
They were fucking like, they were like, you know, the things that like divers would wear, you know that.
They look like Peter Pan shoes, like leather Peter Pans.
Winkle picker things. But winkle pickers, but they had like a spade. It was like wearing two spades.
And then had that kind of strappy thing
yeah,
across.
the silver buckle.
Yeah.
And if you got to a Debs or something, it was like a suit that literally was floating on you. Like, there was no such thing back then as a slim fit. That wasn't even a phrase, slim fit or or like
tailored. There's no such thing. I don't know what the tailors do back then.
They just used to go, here's a lump of material. They'd fucking throw it from across the room and wherever it landed and wrapped around you.
It was almost like they must have been selling it per the square millimeter. The more material I can get on this guy, the better. Like I'm off. Like no, it looks good, buddy. It looks good.
Even then, I'm not saying I was fucking ahead of the game or anything, but even then when I was wearing suits, going, this doesn't feel right. It shouldn't hang. Like, I know I can fucking do like burpees and somersaults in them and all.
You look like the thing in Big. You know where a man changes. All of a sudden, he's like a child in an adult's. It's like,
but in saying that, like, I mean, you go to a wedding now and you feel like $1 million wearing this suit that is like painted on you, but you literally cannot fucking walk. You're like, forget about dancing. Forget about even like hunkering down or anything. Like the arse will split out.
Some of the old dances have gone. You know what I mean? They just can't be done anymore.
Like the suits we were wearing in the 90s were like X-Works jeans, basically in suit form,
upside down.
So you could do your fucking wobbly rave dances, you know. But yeah, that's all I have now for clothes. I know it's very very male orientated, obviously, but you know, obviously we're coming like for women. I mean, all I can remember are like stuff like sussed jeans. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
Boob tubes, I think they were called, where they were just like the thing they're going across like that.
That was about like as tight as it got back then for them.
But yeah, so I think that's it for Retro Motion this week.
It was good. I liked it.
It was good. Yeah, it was good to remember all the clothing of it. As always,
it was good for a flashback.
Don't mention flashes. If we've forgotten anything though, please comment below, DM us on the old Insta, all the usual crack, because we want your comments and we want your input.
I'm pretty sure there's something that we completely overlooked.
As always. I mean, even last week we were talking about when we were talking about foods and sweets and all. I can't believe we forgot Freaky Foots.
Oh yeah, as well. And you know, like someone else
having
said
an ice cream
well,
in the shape of a foot with eating toes.
They're like going, hold on guys, did you guys not do snowballs?
Yeah, and eye poppers as well.
Yeah, eye poppers, yeah.
Anyway.
I was like, how did we miss all that shit?
But that's what we want. We want round 2. We want your feedback, because we can go over this shit again and have a bit of crack over it. So keep it coming.
So usually it's a gadget. Yeah. And usually it's something off Wish
Connell's contraptions, and
it's usually like a amalgamation. Yeah. So this is like a double whammy of a gadget off Wish. So this is right. So this is, and I've had this a little while, and like it's actually really really good. Yeah. So this is a Bluetooth speaker.
Okay.
Which you got for $3.99, and it's also a battery pack, so you can charge your phone or whatever else off it. But like what they've done with this is Wish have this is Wish in a can, because. Basically,
what actually looks like a can.
Yeah, and like so they didn't spare, like they didn't flash any money on it. Does exactly what it says in the tin. Plays your music, charges it up. But even like on the the interface, it's gas, because like when I turn this on, so here we go, like right. So you turn it on.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
It's hard not to fucking laugh at that. I know it's kind of a little bit like, borderline.
I know, yeah, but that's what they done. That's what they sold me. Like, you know what I mean? So look,
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
like every time I turn it on, I just break out laughing. It's like brilliant.
So after you've covered
so right,
Wish,
we're on to the next thing that we roll on to. Okay, the big debate. Baz, you hit us up the first week with 4 different takeaways. Okay.
Yes.
And you wanted to know where would we rate them.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you.
This is true.
So it's the same thing. I want to hear. I've given you 4 things, and I want to hear where do you put them in order.
Okay.
So the 4 things I'm going to put to you are, so for food wise.
Okay, we're back to food.
So we're back to food. Yeah. So you got beef.
All right.
So the cow.
Yeah.
You got pork or the pig.
Yeah.
You got chicken.
Yeah.
Or the chuck.
Yeah.
You got fish.
The meats.
Yeah. So you got the meats. I'm not going to bother putting vegetables in there because they're not really a food.
Pointless.
Not even a food.
Pointless.
But so all the main food groups.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So obviously I reckon everyone's, especially being you're Irish. So number 4 is probably just gonna be fish.
Yeah. Let's just get the head right.
Get it there. It's almost a vegetable.
And actually, fish. This is funny because I often say. But like, you hear about the lads in the famine and all going, oh my god, we can't grow our crops, we're fucked, we're all dead, we're all fuck off to America or just die. And they're going, did no one just go, you know you're surrounded by water, let's go fishing.
Loads of fish in there, yeah.
But maybe they just thought, nah, fish isn't a fucking food.
They'd all gone vegan at the time.
Oh, that
It
was
was like
fucking
Ireland
insane.
had big vegan buzz.
Yeah.
Did you never hear about that? No.
Maybe they were having this big debate at the time and going, fish doesn't even count.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on vegetables.
They just got hit at the wrong
Yeah.
time. It was like
Yeah.
the big Ireland vegan buzz, and then they got hit with a famine.
So fish is out the window. That's bottom of the list, right?
It's like, have you seen that picture where it's like Jesus feeding all the people? Remember, like where he made like a million
Loaves and fishes.
And it's like he goes into the people
Yeah,
on the
really
beach,
happens, okay.
and he's there going, so I've turned these few fish, and like there's one guy who goes, sorry, I'm vegan, and another guy goes, I can't eat gluten.
But they obviously went to hell.
Yeah,
you know.
obviously. So fish,
Okay, fish bottom of the list.
Fish your bottom.
Okay,
So the next is you got your beef, your pork, or your chicken. Now
That
break
is-
them up, because I find that like every time I have this conversation with people, the first thing they'll always throw in straight away is chicken. Like, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's so versatile. But then they forget. It's like Homer Simpson,
it's
like, you
not
know,
that
sure,
versatile.
one magical animal. When he's talking about the
Yeah.
rashers and bacon and pork steak
Well,
and
yeah.
ribs
Yeah,
and
yeah.
pulled pork.
But
And
this is what I
everything
mean.
on death row.
Yeah,
And you're being given one meal.
it's likely to happen.
And after this show, after this stuff airs,
Yeah.
like, no, what kind of sentence are you going to give them? Yeah, death row. Fuck them.
Dirt birds here.
You're probably going to go for like, a lot of people like a steak. If you get a really, really good steak, is there anything like it? But then all of a sudden, out comes the lobster, and then boom, we just
Threw
threw
that
it.
down the list.
We just threw him in with the fish, because anything from the sea is
Oh,
basically
sorry.
a
Okay.
fish.
Yeah. Well, if you gave me crab meat, I go, oh, it's fucking so sweet and delicious.
Yeah.
But if you gave me crab meat on a claw, I go, get that fucking thing away from me now. You know what I mean? Like, they're just the ugliest looking yolks. Like, cows are beautiful. I mean, I'd ride a cow. I'd ride a pig.
Sure, why not?
What was the other thing?
And
I'd ride a chicken.
like
But I wouldn't. I fucking wouldn't ride a lobster.
lobster?
I wouldn't ride a fish.
Would you have a fish?
I wouldn't ride. I just shellfish. I wouldn't ride shellfish. What was your man?
No, for all the tea in China.
Who was your man on that program?
I have rice cake.
Was
8
it
o'clock in the morning, I get up and I have fish. Then I have rice cake.
But he was a bodybuilder, or a supposed bodybuilder, right? And basically, these BBC were interviewing him. He's like, "So what's your diet for the day?" Well, I wake up and have fish and a rice cake. Then at 11 o'clock, I have fish and a rice cake. But like he was going on, but he kept forgetting. He's like, "What's this about 1 o'clock again?" Oh yes,
Oh, yeah.
a fish and a rice cake.
I'll have 2 fish. No, wait. No, I'll have a fish and a rice
Rice
cake.
cake. 4 o'clock. Oh, it's coming to me. It's coming to me. I just need to. Oh yeah, fish and a ras cake. That's it, a ras cake. And then for supper.
For supper. For pudding.
Fish
For
and
tea.
what was it again? Oh, a ras cake. Have you seen? He turned up. Actually, this guy on first dates.
No way! What did he order?
Fish and ras. But you should see him now. He's
Really?
fucking in great nick.
He's obviously not eating fish and rice cakes.
No,
is
he must have given up on that diet.
He's eating beef and pork.
Pork, exactly. The good stuff. No shellfish. But yeah, where are we? Oh yeah, so okay, we have to decide what's in number 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, so you're talking beef.
I
We haven't even hit chicken yet.
Yeah, I like as much as I love like chicken.
I think chicken's like it's
When they
just
say it's
easy
versatile,
to cook, and it's
I
kind
think versatile is the wrong word. I think it's just fucking easy
yeah.
because you can fry it, and that's it.
No, but you can batter it, like you can do loads of different things with it.
But at the end of the day,
And a lot of people are going like,
it never ever changes.
it's
its
so
flavor.
versatile.
Put it this way:
It's
would you, if you were in a restaurant, would you ever order chicken?
no.
No.
I mean, as in like what I find with chicken is the meat itself is really unabsorbent.
Yeah.
It doesn't soak
Yeah.
up flavor,
Yeah.
so you have to have it battered
Yeah.
or smothered in a sauce. Whereas when you get like a good beef or a good pork,
Yeah.
it'll actually absorb up the flavor.
Okay, number 4, fish. Number 3, chicken.
Chicken.
So I think pork goes number 2. I know it's a terrible thing to say because it's so versatile, but at the end of the day, beef is fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, I agree. Beef is the daddy.
Beef is the daddy.
Beef
I
is
think
the daddy.
that is the best phrase I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Beef is the daddy. And I just want to go to a steak restaurant now and fucking destroy the place.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, folks, and whatever else is out there.
Yeah, well, we have to cover everything.
Yeah, that's how we do. So today, our one for the road, or one for the ditch, as we call it, is our green spot. So we've been pretty much doing a lot of spots lately, haven't we?
Yeah.
Jeez, fucking, we're doing well. So this one is the green spot single pot still Irish whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
So green apples rounded with toasted oak. The oak's going to come from the barrel anyway, so it's going to taste the same as every
What does
other.
oak taste like?
But like, here's the thing, right? Most whiskey has an oak flavour because they're all
Yeah.
made in oak
Yeah.
barrels, so no one knows.
And for those who are uninitiated with Irish whiskey, this is actually pretty interesting. In America, right, we buy the barrels that we age our whiskey in. We buy the bourbon barrels from America, because over in America they have a law when it comes to making bourbon that you're only allowed to use the barrel or the cask once, and then by law you have to get rid of it. So we buy them off them for, I think it's €80 a barrel,
Yeah.
and we take them back and we mature our whiskey in it to give it that flavour, and we
oaky
use them
sweetness.
up to 3 to 4 times, which is brilliant, and that's why we get our flavours, and that's how we. But the thing is, it's so delicate, that little balance of that law over in the States. There's all sorts of brown envelopes going on over there,
Should
you know what I
they?
mean?
Yeah. It's
Our
almost,
industry is fucking like bollocks if that law ever changes.
Yeah,
you know?
well, and they know it as well. Did you get any
By
tingles?
nature, fucking whiskey is spicy.
It is, yeah, but there was nothing spicy.
I think they should stop they should have an obvious section on it.
Exactly, yeah. So like like literally Like,
It's the stuff that
so I hate the cloves, but you're always going to get cloves, aren't you?
exactly.
Along with the fruity sweetness of green apples. Okay, I did get that. There
I
was sweetness
love
to it.
that because it reminded me of Apple Jacks.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Stop telling me the obvious shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And then
fucking
toast-
tubey
and then-
wanker. Oh, we never cheers. Or
Oh, yeah.
throw a tiny bit in just to cheers.
obviously.
Any excuse. Like
Oh, do you know what, Joseph forgot to do
a
it?
tiny drop. So, I think that's everything we have for tonight. Isn't it?
Yeah, we've got to wrap this shit
We're gonna
up.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
Like your dad said. So anyway, cheers, hombre.
Cheers, yo.
Another good session.
Yeah, we
And
did.
that's what it's all about.
There we roll.
So, to wrap it up, we're gone. And anything horrible to say?
Nothing else other than if we don't see you through the week, we'll see you through a window.
Or in a bush, you know, whichever.
yeah.
And
We'll see you, but you won't see us.
to play us out this week, our man on the inside, Big Ben.
Big bad Ben.
Every week, or every now and then, he's gonna give us a sleazy 80s, dirty, horrible song to play out with. So this week it's The Midnight with Neon Medusa. So enjoy, guys.
Let's do it for the ladies.
Do it for the 80s.
Yeah!